topic is types of DC motor. DC motor means when motor is running by the DC current, this types of motor is called DC motor. A DC motor or direct current motor has a lot of application in today field of engineering and technology, from electrical savers to automobile. Everywhere DC motor are everywhere used. Different types of DC motor are used depending on the application. Okay, different types of DC motor are used depending on the application. The various types of DC motor are used in our life. Mainly we have discussed about these types of DC motor. Types of DC motor are mainly three types. DC motor are mainly three types. Depend on excitation. Depend on excitation. DC motor are mainly three types. Depend on excitation. Number one is separately excited DC motor. Another is self-excited DC motor. Another is permanent magnet DC motor. This depend on excitation DC motor are mainly three types. Okay, then further separated DC motor, self-excited DC motor, permanent. Self-excited DC motor are further divided in three types. Further self-excited DC motor are divided in three types. This division depend on the winding arrangement. Okay, এক number is shunt excited or shunt winding DC motor. Then number series winding or series excited DC motor. Number 3 is compound excited DC motor. Okay, this compound excited DC motor further divided in two types. They are not important, but I will discuss. Cumulative compound. Second is differential compound. This compound types motor further divided in two types. এক long shunt DC motor. Second is short shunt DC motor. We will now discuss in details in various different type of DC motor. Different types of DC motor we will now discuss. Firstly, I will discuss separately excited DC motor. The construction of separately excited DC motor is, this is the construction. I will draw it. This is the armature. Okay, this is the armature supply. This is the armature supply, DC supply, armature DC supply. This is the field winding, field winding. This is the field supply. Here is two winding are field winding and armature winding. Field winding are separately supplied by the field supply, and armature also be separately supplied by the armature supply. As the name suggests, the separately excited DC motor, in case of separately excited DC motor, the supply is given separated to the field and the armature winding. The main বৈশিষ্ট্য fact in these types of DC motor is that the armature current does not flow through the field winding, as the field winding is energized from a separately external source of DC current. That means the field winding supply is another, armature winding supply is another. Not to supply through field winding to armature. So this separately supply to another, separately supply to the winding, separate winding. So and separately excited, that's two winding. So these types of excitation is called separately excited, and this arrangement is called, this construction is called separately excited DC motor. Okay, and then we discuss permanent magnet DC motor. This term means the permanent magnet DC motor. These types of motor have a permanent magnet. Okay, we will draw the permanent magnet motor, DC motor. This is the construction of permanent magnet motor. This is the armature of the DC motor. Okay, this is the field magnet is permanent. This is the field magnet. This is the field magnet, DC armature supply. These types of motor, this construction is the permanent magnet DC motor. The permanent magnet DC motor, also known as PMDC. Okay, also known as PMDC. Okay, PMDC motor consists of an armature winding as cost of usual motor, but does not necessarily contain the field winding. Armature winding is but the field winding are not necessary contain the field winding. The construction of these types of DC motor are such that radially magnetizing permanent magnet are mounted on a linear part. Mainly two parts in any types of motor, outer part or interior part. In outer part calls stator part, and inner peripheral part is rotor part. The inner peripheral part, stator inner peripheral part, are permanent magnet are radially magnetizing and mounted on the inner peripheral of the stator core, core to produce the field flux. Okay, and then field flux is okay. Then we will discuss self-excited self-excited DC motor. Self-excited means DC motor. When the motor is rotation by the self-excited, this types of motor is called self-excited DC motor. In case of self-excited DC motor, the field winding is connected either in series or in parallel, or partly in series or partly in parallel to the armature winding. Based on the self-excited DC motor can be classified are mainly three types. Okay, on the winding arrangement, depend on winding arrangement, self-excited DC motor can be classified as on sand wound DC motor. Second is series wound DC motor. Third is compound wound DC motor. First we have discussed sun wound DC motor. Okay, firstly I will draw the construction of sun wound DC motor. Here is the armature, this is the brass, DC supply to armature supply. Okay, this is the field winding. Okay, field, this is the armature, this is the field. The field winding, this field winding are exposed to the entire terminal voltage, exposed to the entire terminal voltage, as they are connected in parallel to the armature winding, as will connected with parallel with armature winding. Okay, this is the sun wound DC motor. Then we discuss series wound DC motor. I will draw this. This is the armature, this is the field winding, this is the armature winding, and this is the DC supply. Okay, this is the construction of a series wound DC motor. In case of series wound DC motor, self-excited DC motor, or simply we called series wound DC motor, the entire armature current flows through the armature current. This is the supply voltage, this is the armature entering current through the field winding. The armature current field through the field winding. Okay, as it connected in series with armature winding is connected, the field winding is connected in series to the armature winding. Okay, this field winding is connected with armature in series. So these types of DC motor is called series wound DC motor. Okay, then I will discuss compound wound DC motor. Compound wound DC motor. Compound means the series and shunt are combined. That's so this series and shunt are connected in armature. Series and shunt field winding are connected with armature winding, so it is called compound wound DC motor. The compound excitation characteristics in DC motor can be obliged by the combination the operation characteristics of both the shunt and series excitation DC motor. Okay, field winding connected both in series and in parallel to the armature winding. The construction is compound wound DC motor. This is the field winding. This is the field winding. This is the armature. Okay, this is supply. This DC supply to this DC supply to armature through field winding. These two field windings are connected with the armature. Okay. The compound excitation characteristics in DC motor can be obtained by combination the operation characteristics of both the shunt and series excitation DC motor. Field winding connected both in series and in parallel to the armature. The field winding is connected with the armature, okay, series, also parallel. Why it is compound wind DC motor? Because compound means there are compound means series and field winding are connected with the armature series, and so it's called compound wind DC motor. Here is the field winding is connected with series. Here is the field winding is connected with parallel with armature. So it's the series and shunt field winding are both are connected with armature in series and the parallel. So its call is compound wind DC motor. Okay, thank you.